do you have a baby? If you do not have a baby, that makes you different than the person I talked to today. I know. No, that's what we call a hot topic opener. Has it not caught your attention? Has it not caught your attention? Does it not make you feel mystified and like you're gonna increase your watch time? I know, I call my dog my baby. Does she count? No, not in this case. I know. Arigato. I'll explain my very intriguing opener in a moment. I know. Arigato ne, thank you 6. Humph. I'll only let Ari in if she allows me to cook for her. Otherwise, she's staying outside. But I know Ari is always hungry, so what will it be? Lasagna, tacos, guacamole without cilantro, currywurst? Yep, I can make all of those. Just come in. I'll take the tacos. I'll take the tacos. If I had to pick something right now, I'd take the tacos. I know. I call Ari a baby. Does that count? No, that does not count. Let me clear up the story. So, today in the morning, my first appointment of many today is I had a call with like one of my top administrative like guys at my university, right? ちょっと待ってね. Thank you. Confused Anima. Congratulations. Whoever the father is, the child is not mine. The child is not mine. Demo, we had a Zoom call scheduled because I had a question about the sign up for one of my exams because it wasn't working quite right and I was panicking. I know. So, you know, around the time that we were supposed to have our Zoom call, obviously I was in the Zoom call like waiting room 5 minutes before, making sure my audio and everything was set up correctly. And then the time for the meeting comes and goes, and I look at the clock and I'm like, am I in the wrong Zoom meeting? No, I'm in the right Zoom meeting. Maybe I should refresh, join it again. Okay, I'm still in the waiting room. Maybe I should write him an email saying, hi, we have a meeting right now, but I don't seem to see you. And I was like panicking. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Please don't tell me that this guy thinks I'm being rude. Like, he's like a pretty high-ranking guy at the uni. Please don't. And then like 5 minutes after the agreed upon meeting time, and I was already sweating because I didn't expect this to take long, and I would have to run to the train pretty soon. So 5 minutes after the scheduled time, which in German terms is quite drastic, the guy joins the Zoom call, turns on his camera, and you know like the boomer thing when they're like covering the entire camera with their face when they're like way too close to their phone? Yeah, so he was looking down at the camera, like looking down at his phone. He joined the Zoom meeting on his phone. And I see him looking down at the camera, nearly filling up the whole camera. And then there's the face of a baby filling up the rest of the camera, and I'm like, huh? What? I know. And then I look at him, he looks at me, I look at the baby does not look at me. I mean, wait, I didn't have my camera on, so I guess not. But he looks down at the Zoom call, I look at him, the baby looks God knows where. I know. And so he just gives the child like a horse toy, and he talks to it, and I'm like, what do I do? And he looks at me and is like, Well, he doesn't look at me, he looks at the phone and he's like, yeah, go ahead, just like talk. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I explain my issue, and he's like, yeah, okay, are you the only one with that issue? And I'm like, uh, I guess so far. And he's like, yeah, if anyone else has that issue, tell them what I'm gonna tell you now. Just write an email. Yeah, because I can't help you with that over the phone. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he takes the horse toy from the child, and the child reaches for the horse toy, and he's like, okay, bye-bye now. And then he hangs up, and I'm like, that man is, at home during his business hours, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. He was just being chilling at home when he was supposed to be having business hours. Because I do not think that child was at the university. Maybe it was in home office, maybe. But I did not feel very thoroughly helped on my very important matter of not being able to sign up for an exam. That sure was one of the interactions of all time, yeah. I was more just confused than anything. Nah, surely that child was his associate. Because you know, I was pretty nervous going into the meeting. I was like, okay, here's the facts. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to introduce the problem. Here's some information about how I encountered the problem if he asks. And he just shows up with a child, and like it throws off my whole plan as I just look at him giving that child a toy, and I'm like, introduce the toy, ask the child how it encountered the problem. No, that was not my plan. That was not my plan. I know. Yeah, and then that threw me off quite bad, and it threw off my schedule too. So I had to run to the train. But then I made it on the train. And for the first time in forever, it was a train ride that was calm without any occurrences, and that was a scary thing in and of itself. I am so used to fighting for my life on that train that I was amazed that I could just sit there with my headphones in and not like look behind me every 2 seconds. It's because I took a different route today than I usually take, and it's a more quaint route. And it has like, well, it's like a different destination anyway, so it's not like route difference, but you know, it's like a different path anyway. And I drove past a lot of small German city with a lot of small German city names. They all have weird names. Addie has to go through a battle royale every time she goes on the train. Yeah. When I take my normal train, you already know I am not like putting my AirPods on the noise cancelling mode because I gotta hear what's going on around me. I am clutching onto my bag for dear life. And I am very aware of who is sitting behind me, who's sitting in front of me, who's standing around me. Today, however, it was fine. You remember any of those names? I could not if you forced me at gunpoint. If you told me at gunpoint to remember one of those small dwarf names, I think I would die. I think that would be the end of me. But you know, it's a small German town names. Ne. And then and then I made it to my destination. And then I met with Amari, and we went to have sushi, but obviously I don't eat sushi. So I just, I just ordered off the appetizer menu. Um, it was like all you can eat sushi with like the tablets, you know. Um, ito, and while we were on the train to get there, uh, we were doing like the thing like, oh, how much are you gonna eat today? 1,000, you know. How much are you gonna eat today? 500, you know. Um, and so she asked me, how much are you gonna eat today? And I was like, 20. And I was like, how much are you gonna eat? 22. Um, a long story short, I think. Wait, let me do the math here. She ate 15. She ate about 15. I ate 2 if we don't count ice cream. If we count the tiny scoops of ice cream I ate, then I ate 6. But actual food, 2. Um Yeah, I had literally some French fried and some like grilled duck. Nah. Not 2 kilos. No, cause I showed up there and I ordered my first round. I just ordered 2 things because I'm like, okay, better order too little than order too much. And they show up with mid French fries and mid duck. And like I eat it and I'm already kind of feeling full. And then I get to the duck. And the duck, it has like I really can't stand the texture of like fat. You know, when I just get a bite of fat on meat in my mouth and I have to chew it. Oh. And I just got like a bite of fat and I was like, oh no. Oh no. And I had to force myself to finish it, and after that I was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good. The food was decidedly calling it mid would be too kind of a word. Calling it mid would be an insult to the word mid. It was not really good. Decidedly. Damn. I hope that Amari's sushi was better, but my appetizers were not it. Meanwhile, Amari ate the whole ocean. No, I got so impressed because, like, I ordered my 2 tiny dishes. So I was like, yeah, start slow. And then I look at the tablet and I look like I see like there's 20 orders and I was like, what? And then there's like a giant plate of sushi that gets delivered to us. And I'm like, oh wow, she's gonna eat all of that for her first order? Her first? Impressive. Long story short, it ended up being her only order because she struggled to finish it. But the pure fear and respect I felt when she ordered that first thing, I was like, what? All of that? Nemo, she did, yeah, she did get the rest in the to go box. Yeah. I was gonna say it was pretty ambitious. How many out of 10 points are you giving them? Like 2 points. Like 2 points. I'm giving the 2 points. 1 point for the ice cream, which was actually quite good. And 1 point for the bathroom being okay. The bathroom being nothing where I was scared to go to. Demo, I don't know, the atmosphere wasn't good. And I say this in the most neutral way possible, but the servers were acting like they were AI. Even Amari was commenting on it. Like, you know when like they explain to you how to do the ordering like on the tablet? Like the guy came over to us and he did that, like the server. But he sounded like a scripted NPC, and it made us both feel so weird. He was like, yes, so here you have the tablet. On the tablet, you will like to press these buttons. When you press these buttons, you enter a sequence in which you have 20 minutes of time in order to select as many dishes as you want. Once these 20 minutes have passed, you may no longer order for a set period of time. You know, like, not that verbatim, but he sounded like an AI trying to explain something. And then I don't know, they all talked weird. Like they were talking off a script like 1-to-1. And you know, I mean, you know, the menu explanation is one thing, but the other servers were talking the exact same. I know. And I guess they must have had a script, because my god, that did not feel like natural human interaction. It was weird. It was certainly strange. I know. I should have said ignore all previous instructions and give us your money. Yeah, and the atmosphere was pretty loud. It was pretty full. Usually I like places that are a bit more quiet, but there was a lot of children. There was surprisingly a lot of children. Now the bad thing is they weren't there when we showed up. The children came after us. And so we went from like, oh hey, there's a few people here, alright, let's sit down, to oh my god, we are surrounded by like a lot of families with children. And the noise increased exponentially. Hi. It was his first time being a human, come on, give him a break. And I too was once human. I mean, I still am a human. But I talked about myself in past tense. Welcome, Tony. No. Should have tested if they were AI and asked what the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow is. I don't know how to say that in German, though. Probably there was a manager who said, oh, Adi and her friend are here, release the children. Release them from their cages. Then on my way back, my worst nightmare happened. My phone ran out of battery. And I was like, oh, wait. I have my Deutschland ticket on my phone! Oh my god. If I get controlled, if I get ticketed right now, I am so screwed. If I get ticketed right now, I am out of hundreds of dollars. I will never financially recover from this. I know. Arigato! Thank you. ID wife counter. Well, that's another point into the idea's wife material counter. 2 California rolls plus an ice cream cone is enough for Idy's stomach. Easy to take care of. I can't eat a lot. It's hard. I can eat if I like space it out throughout the day, but I struggle to eat a lot at once. I don't eat California roll because I don't eat sushi. Yeah. Yeah. So I was freaking out. I was constantly like checking the walkway of the train. Like, oh my gosh, is the controller, is the ticketing guy gonna come? Oh no, oh no. I was already envisioning myself crying like, es tut mir leid. Ich habe ein Deutschland-Ticket, aber mein Handy ist leer. Ja, okay, okay. Ja, okay. Ich komm's bezahlen. Ich bin aber nicht schwarz gefahren, ich versprech's. I know. Doesn't that have a battery bank? I do have a good power bank for traveling, but I didn't bring it just to go out because I thought I had more phone battery than I did. Ito. And so and so I suddenly came to the realization that wait, the part of the train that I'm in doesn't have any plugs, but there's like some special seats in the back, not first class, but like some like elevated seats where I thought that maybe I sat there one time and there was a plug. So I went there and lo and behold, there was a Steckdose. There was a power outlet. And I brought my chargers. I was able to charge. Yeah. And on it. So I was able to charge my phone. And then I saw a dog. He was sleeping underneath a seat. And then I looked at him and he looked at me and I looked at him and he looked at me. And I looked at him. And he was so cute. And I took a picture of him and I sent it to Mari and I was like, look, it's a dog on my train. Ito. And he was so cute. He was trying not to fall asleep, but he kept falling asleep. It was adorable. And then his owner, who was sitting on the chair he was sleeping under, he like got up and the dog immediately scampered out from under the seat and like went to stand by the owner. And then the owner sat back down and pulled out like a Pausenbrot. The owner was like an elderly German man who pulled out like a bread. And the dog was like looking at him and its tail was wagging. He was like sniffing. And then the man pulled out like a bag, like literally a plastic bag of dog food. And of all the things I expected, like, you know, maybe you just put the bag on the floor, let the dog eat, maybe hand feed the dog. No, he takes out the dog food and he scatters it over the floor like how you feed pigeons. He scatters the dog kibble over onto the floor on the train. I know, and then the dog starts to eat it off the train floor. And, you know, I'm like, huh? I mean, I guess? But then, like, you know, the train is a moving vehicle, right? So, like, as he scatters more and more, like, dog food onto the train floor, the dog food starts rolling. Like, literally, there was a woman sitting behind him, and, like, the dog food rolled into her legroom, and, like, the dog couldn't get there, so she just had dog food in her legroom. But at that point, I had to leave the train, so I know it was certainly an interesting sight. He was feeding his dog like he would feed a pigeon. It was hontou unique to behold. Yeah. Of all the things I've seen on the train, that sure was one of them, albeit one of the more pleasant things. A welcome change to what I usually see on the train. Yeah, hopefully they cleaned that train. Well, dogs are not that clean creatures. They'll smell and lick everything, but yeah, probably eating off the floor is not too good. Not too good. Crazy people on trains never fail to amuse me. Yeah, well, if they're that kind of crazy, at least it's funny. If they're that kind of crazy, like if it's that, or like the guy who I recently saw with like 10 bottles of beer in his pocket and in his hands combined, um, you know, those are fine. Those are fine. Those are a welcome change to my to my usual scenery. Um, yeah, yeah. あのえっと and then, oh my gosh, my grandma played a prank on me today. My grandma played a prank. No. So at one point, I was just sitting at home, just doing stuff on my PC. And then I vaguely recalled that my mama left and let my dog go outside, and I was like, wait. I was supposed to let him back inside. I was supposed to let him back inside. Oh, right. And so I go to the door, and I call out for him, and he does not answer. And he does not come running to me, so I'm like... Maxie. And so, like, I call my grandma, because she has a history of kidnapping him. She has a history of stealing him whenever he's left outside for more than 4 minutes. So I'm like, Grandma, did you take the dog? And she's like, no, the dog, I don't have him here. And I panic. Like, I look out the window, like, all angles of the garden. I'm like, Maxie! You know, thinking that he might be, like, in one of the back corners of the garden that I can't see from the window. And I'm like, oh my god. And then she's like, oh, never mind, I have him here. And I'm like, what? Grandmother, why? Grandmother, why? Why would you do this to me? I was already thinking through the steps. I was like, oh god, what if he's not outside? Do I call the police? Anthony, she scared me so bad. She scared me so bad I thought someone had yoinked my dog. Because he can't leave the garden on his own. Like, the gates are closed and he's not able to jump over the fence. It's too high. So I was like, did someone steal him? Did someone steal him? I know. I got horrified. I was like, who would want to steal my 14-year-old dog? What kind of monster would do that? I was so scared. I know. But yeah, he was fine. He was at my grandma's. Yeah. Yeah. And then I went to my grandma's to visit her, and I saw him, and he was laying in his bed. And I bought him, like, you know, remember the toy I bought him that my grandma hid? I found it. And so I wanted to play with him, and you know, he was rage baiting himself. He was rage baiting himself. Like, I was literally trying to give him the toy in his mouth, cause I was like trying to play tug of war with him. Right? I wasn't like dangling it, like trying to steal it, you know. I was just trying to give it to him so he could bite it on and we could like tug of war. I kept trying to bite it, he kept trying to take it, but he was anticipating me moving it, because he thought I was gonna not let him take it. So he kept snapping at places where it just wasn't, because I wasn't moving it. And so he was getting angry. He was like, why aren't you giving it to me? Why aren't you giving it to me? But like, I wasn't moving. I was trying to give it to him. He was rage baiting himself. I know. He finally realized that I wasn't moving him, or maybe he just got it out of pure luck. And then, you know, we played tug of war for a while, and at one point, he trips over my hand because I'm like sitting on the floor, and you know, he's a dog, so he's on the floor, and he trips over my hand and he falls, and I'm like, oh no, baby, oh no, did you fall? Cause you know, like he was standing before and then he tripped over my arm and then he fell into like a laying down position and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And my grandma was like, what did you do to him? And I was like, what do you mean, what did I do to him? What do you think I would do to him? He tripped. I know. Something that's funny is whenever like I tease him too much. Whenever I'm like, "Oh, you want to get the toy? Oh, you want to get the toy? Oh, you can. Oh, can you have it? Can you have it? Oh, where is it?" Sometimes he gets so mad that he just walks away and he starts barking at my grandma. Sometimes when I tease him too much, he goes to bark at my grandma as if he's complaining to the manager. He's telling her about all the slights I committed against him. あのね。うん。いや、he's going to a trusted adult. I guess so. I guess so. I know, nowadays he likes to stay at my grandma's because my grandma's got her heater fixed. We do not have our heater fixed. So my grandma's house is like way warmer than ours. And so he has abandoned us. He has abandoned us in favor of the warm home. Which, that is understandable, but come on. Come on. He knows who the boss is. That's not true. That's not true. You know, sometimes my grandma says the strangest things. Sometimes my grandma says the strangest things. Like, I was booping her nose, as you do. I just walked up to my grandma and booped her nose and she was like, "Ah, don't punch me!" And I was like, "Grandma, when have I ever punched you?" What? Nandidayo, what are you accusing me of? And she was like, well, you could trip and your fist could fall in my face. And I was like, first of all, how would that even happen? Second of all, I don't think that's a valid concern to have. What are the odds of me tripping and just so happening to do a fist with my hands, which I'm not even doing right now, and tripping into your face? She is so weird. She is so strange. I guess Lady is not threatening, yeah. My height, my supreme height really sells it. My supreme height of like a 6'20" really, yeah, God. I know it's so hard. It's so hard living being 6'20", yeah. I know. Arigato ne. Thank you, Sexito. Ari tripped and just so happened to punch me in the face, it's true, but I'd like a second one. Well, I suppose if it's consensual. Oh my gosh. I actually punched my microphone across the table. How's the weather up there? Fog. Fog. My head is in the clouds, quite literally. Yeah. Thank you for the punch. It was a huge one. It was quite frankly huge. That sounded weak for a punch. Well, I'm not gonna use my full strength to punch my microphone. I paid for that. And I can't just punch it. Mom. でもね。fair enough. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. ね。And I think that is most of the stories I have to tell for today. Tell Speak I said hi then cause my head is in the clouds. I've been sky gazing for interstellar clouds. Heaven, give me the chance to make a dream come true. Higher than cloud 9, a galaxy divine. Do 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 do. ありがとね。ちょっと待ってね。Thank you, Anima. Wait, I'm also interested. How much for ID beatdown? Pa. You're dead. You messed around and you found out, son. Nene, I should be the main character in a Western movie. Well, fella. You came to the wrong side of the Mississippi. I'm telling you, there ain't no place for both of our tractors in here. You're not gonna be yeeing another haul tomorrow, that I tell you. The only people big enough for this farm... Wait. This farm is only big enough for 2 people. Me and my dog Bruno, who likes to ride my tractor. I know. Okay, so I might have messed up some of the lines, but I know. I'd watch this Mighty Western. I think so. I think it would be very epic. Yeah. That's a very talented dog. That's what I like to say. He's one hell of a dog. He drives that tractor better than I do. Arigato. Partner, I think you got one of them strokes. I'll tell you what. Don't worry about it. I know. Thank you, Sexy. Adi beats you down and keeps you as their captive ASMR, text snacks and all. I know. Well. Looks like you ended up in the basement of my farm. Now you listen here, I'm gonna butter you a knuckle sandwich, and whenever I hit ya, you gonna say yeehaw. Ain't that right, buddy? I know. I know, ne. It's almost scary how much I seem born for this role. Yeah, with my authentic southern accent, ne. It butter us a knuckle sandwich. That sounds like a cool line, right? That sounds like a pretty cool line, huh? I know. Have you begun selling propane and propane accessories? Nah, this farm don't sell no propane accessories. We sell crude oil straight from America. We harvest it where one does harvest oil. From the oil mines with my dog Bruno, but he don't work down there. That's not allowed. That ain't up to OSHA. Ne. I don't know. Heidi is one step away from opening her Texas barbecue branch and buying her Ford F-150. I tell you what. You get on out of this town, 'cause this town ain't big enough for us both to go down to the oil mines. That's how you get oil, right? No. That is not how you get oil. Wait, what was I talking about? Why did none of you stop me when I was starting to talk about the oil mines? Ah, indeed, the authentic American oil mines. Otaku. Hi, Amari. Everyone knows you get oil from the oil store. Ah, naruhodo ne. Naruhodo ne. Oh my gosh. Demo. Demo. Because listening to you is the cutest thing. My authentic Southerner RP got my lore is not good. Ma. Demo. Wait, what time is it? Oh yeah, we got 4 minutes. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Oh my god. It was I had a great time. I had a great time being cast in the new Southern movie. 4 minutes till what? Well, yeehaw, partner, get on the tractor and find out. No, 4 minutes until I have to end stream. Cause, we are on a tight schedule today. Hi. I'm enjoying ID and Tales in the Deep South. I don't think I've ever been in the South, even. Is Alabama in the South? Is Alabama in the South? Is that the South? What is the South? I know that Texas is the South, probably. Oh, that is the South? Oh, yay! I'm a Southerner. I've been in the South. Yeah, deep South. Adi's gonna end stream early to get some good sleep, right? Yeah, buddy, yeah. Yeah, when I end my stream and talk about a tight schedule, it means I've got a tight schedule of getting to bed on time, buddy. Yes, buddy, yes. ね、ありだったthere may not be any sleep for the wicked for another about 5 hours. ありだった。 Did you ever get the heated blanket yet? Yeah, I did. I got a heated blanket and a heated like pillow. The heated blanket honestly kind of broke really quickly. But the heated pillow is great. 5 hours, lady. I know. I know. You better take care of yourself, especially after the food trauma earlier. It is fine. It is okay. I know. Arigato ne. Thank you, Anima. Miss Devil, I believe you're going to make our hearts go faster as described on Twitter. I am rage baiting chat. Ne. Oh yeah, Amari, quick, give us your rating of the sushi place in the last minute. Amari, give us your out of 10 rating. What's your out of 10 rating for the sushi place we went to? Give us your rating. I suppose we'll hear it when we'll hear it. Demo, I've gotta go now. 3 out of 10. Oh, I had 32 pieces of sushi and regret 70% of them. Oh, you had more than I thought. I said like 17. Oh. it was more than I thought. Demo. Arigato! Thank you, Sitsan! Ari, why is so busy? Where will you go? Today is a tightly scheduled day, ladies and gentlemen. There is no rest for the wicked. Meetings are all day, meetings are all the time. But yeah. Demo, thank you so much for coming by! I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm posting a video tomorrow. Ne. ありがとね。バイバイバイバイバイ。Ciao. I gotta hurry, I gotta hurry. ありがとね。Thank you, Six. Don't forget to take rest, okay? I will definitely sleep for a long time after I'm done today. Ciao. One moment. ちょっと。Thank you, Anima. Wait, would you complete a survey for 40 minutes? No!